Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're going to take a look at a pay mod that I thought was pretty interesting. It is called Modular Explosive Delivery System or MEDS. It is a pay mod that costs 500 creation credits or $5 and it is made by AnvilCreations. I have spent some time playing with the mod, so in this video I'm going to tell you what it is, what you're getting with the mod, how everything works, as well as my experience, a couple of issues, actually just one issue that I encountered with this mod, as well as a feature that I hope maybe it gets added in the future. What you're getting here is basically 4 different payloads, and then each of those payloads, they kind of divide into 2 additional categories. And these are things that you can craft at the industrial workbench. And the only requirement to unlock this is to have at least level 1 demolition skills. You have the explosive, you have a high yield explosive, which is the same but with a bigger boom. Then you have a toxic gas, and then you have a stun gas. Each of those payloads are basically sticky throwables. They will all show under that category. And they basically stick to any surface, whether it's on the ground or even a wall, as well as even on NPCs. You also have a detonator, something that you have to go purchase it from one of the vendors. And there are 2 vendors that they always sell them. One is in Sidonia, the UC Supply. The other one is in Neon, the Miners League. And the detonator is a weapon that you equip on your character. Once you have a payload that is released, that is attached somewhere, you can use the detonator to activate that. You can also use the detonator to disarm it and then grab it back into your inventory. You ADS, right click, hold it, point it at the payload, left click, and that would disarm it. The one thing that I wish maybe in a future update we could have is that we can actually throw the payload. Kind of like what we do right now with the grenades. Right now you have to get pretty close to surfaces or things like that to attach the payloads, which I guess in a way it makes sense, but being able to throw them and then attach it to something from a distance would be really nice. So the payloads is what you craft first. Once you have that crafted, now you can craft one of 2 different versions of the drone. One is the hunter. Basically, it is a drone that will just follow you, and you can have as many of those active as you want, and they will just follow you until you encounter an enemy where the drone is going to automatically go towards those enemies and trigger the explosion, or until you pick them up and put them back into your inventory. Then the next drone that you can craft is the remote drone. Basically the same thing, with the exception that once you activate release 1, now your screen turns into this remote, and now you fly this drone towards the enemy, towards the target. And here is where I counter the issue. Every time I activate one of the remote drones, my character unequips everything. I restarted the game, it is the same. The first time I released a remote drone, my character did not go naked, but instead had a different armor instead of the one that I had. It had I think it was a Varum armor instead. So I am curious, anyone else out there who bought this mod, do you encounter the same issue? The other thing is I found out that make sure you do not release more than one of those remote drones at the same time, because it does a duplicate of your character, and the second character also shows up naked. I think that issue started after I released the second remote drone at the same time. At least the first time that I did this, my character had an armor, had a suit, just not the one that I had equipped. And I haven't found a way to correct that other than loading a previous save. So as of right now, the remote drone is not exactly fun to use, because every time I use one I have to go back to inventory and re-equip everything. I think there should be something that prevents the character from releasing a second remote drone if there is already one active. And another thing that you get with this mod as well is that now the Crimson Fleet enemies as well as the Spacer enemies, they could also be using some of these weapons drones as well. Overall, I do like this mod. I think it's very unique. It brings something very new to this game, something we haven't seen. If you are considering this mod, I would say maybe wait a few days or maybe a week just to see if we got a fix for the remote drones. Unless you don't care about that part and you can see yourself getting plenty of fun time just with the hunters and the payloads, then absolutely go for it. Alright, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, enjoy the game and I'll see you all in the next video.